Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of ROM editing. If you haven't checked out this series before, we are essentially improving all Gen 1 through 3 Pokemon that need improvement so that essentially all of them are viable throughout the game. We are doing this on a normal Fire Red ROM. We're also going to make some changes to the gym leaders and trainers, make it a harder game as well. But overall, the goal is to make Pokemon more viable with introducing different typings, different abilities, and different stats, as well as learning movesets. So if you haven't checked out the other videos, make sure you do. Last episode was really cool. We worked on Ledian. I won't spoil what the new typing is for it, but it is very cool and very strong now. But without further ado, I will be moving forward with Spinark, who I also have changed the typing of, who is now Bug Dark with Intimidate and Poison Point. Now getting Pursuit, Pin Missile, and Leech Life pretty early on before it evolves at 22. And then looking at Ariados. Obviously, Ariados did not get any love in Gen 2 as well. Pretty bad bug type Pokemon. But now Ariados has pretty high special attack, getting a pretty good boost in special attack. Already had pretty good attack, but we decreased its defense, so it's also kind of like how Ledian was kind of this glass cannon. Ariados is kind of becoming like that, but except with a little bit more bulk. And then looking at its movesets, I still gave it Spiderweb because I think Spiderweb's a pretty interesting move in that it can trap opponents. Shadow Sneak for some coverage, Crunch, Metal Claw, Poison Fang, Taunt, X Scissor, Dark Pulse, and Mega Horn. So essentially all these coverage moves are essentially viable because attack and special attack are essentially the same. And you are allowed to do a whole bunch of different moves. Looking at the typing, Bug Dark is pretty unique. I think it's only what, Drapion? Or no, Drapion's Poison Dark. Wonder if there's a Bug Dark yet. You know what it is? It's from the newest generation. But yeah, this typing is pretty unique. It doesn't really do anything defensively, I don't believe. Although Dark is weak to fighting and Bug resists fighting. So that's probably the main characteristic, but still really cool typing. To introduce this, and no other typing will be like this in the game. Crobat we already did, and going through Gen 1. Looking at Chinchou, Volt Absorb, Static, pretty classic Chinchou, Bubble, Supersonic, Flail, Thundershock, Water Pulse, Confusion, T-Wave, Shockwave before it evolves into Lantern, which gets Psybeam, Icy Wind, Disable, Rain Dance, Wish, Charge, Thunderbolt, and Hydro Pump. No stat changes or anything. This is kind of Lantern has always been like a really bulky good Pokemon. It's not very offensive, but it doesn't need to be because it's such high HP stat. So yeah, that's essentially Lantern. Nothing really too different except that its level up moveset is so much better. Pichu, we just made the exact same thing as Pikachu and evolves into Pikachu at 15. Cleffa, same thing, gets a little bit of coverage for Magical Leaf that Clefairy normally doesn't get, but also evolves at 15. Igglypuff, same thing. Togepi, now evolving at level 23 instead of Friendship, having the abilities Hustle and Stirring Grace, so I'm pretty sure are the same. Getting a lot of kind of supporty moves, Yawn, Encore, AP, Wing Attack, as it's evolving. And then looking at Togetic, which we did make, I keep saying we all the time, and I think I'm going crazy, but Togetic is now switched its attack and special attack, so normal flying are both physical, so this should be more beneficial. I didn't increase its stats because I think Togetic is kind of in a weird place where its defenses are really good, but its HP isn't that great, and it's, yeah, I had a hard time buffing this. You know, I'm about to buff this live. I think it deserves a little bit more love. Let's do 75 HP. Metronome, Magic Leaf, Aerial Ace, Headbutt, Safeguard, Wish, Double Edge, Steel Wing, Aeroblast, obviously, to make this Pokemon cooler. Comet Punch, and then Hyper Beam. Obviously all this stuff works well with its attack rather than its special attack, so that's why it was set that way. And overall this thing will be pretty bulky even though it's slow. Okay, and moving on from Togetic, we have Natu, who is still Psychic Flying, synchronized in Early Bird as its abilities, which is same thing. Getting Nightshade, Confusion, Pursue pretty on. This is not supported, right? And Wing Attack and Trick. Then Xatu getting Airlock as its secondary ability, Peck, Airlay, Psybeam, Future Sight, Wish, Agility, Dark Pulse for some good coverage, and then Psycho Boost. Even though it's coming off a really low special attack stat, this can obviously do a lot of damage even though it reduces the special attack of the Pokemon that's using it. And will also make Xatu a little bit cooler, I'd say. Then going through the Mareep line, which is also very exciting. I like this one. Tackle, Growl, Thundershock, Roar, Cotton Spore, classic Mareep stuff. Flappy, kind of the same thing. Little spoiler here. Then moving on from Flappy to Ampharos, we obviously have Electric Dragon, which is a very cool typing and very unique, I think, in Pokemon in general, except for Mega Ampharos. So, looking at Ampharos, we didn't change stats. Wait, Xatu stats also didn't change. Yeah. Looking at Ampharos, gets Thunder Punch, Dragon Breath, Charge, T-Wave, Outrage, Thunderbolt, Dragon Dance, Thunder, and Draco Meteor. The thing that's unique about Ampharos is that it actually won't get Dragon Claw, and also there's not Dragon Pulse in the game, so you're basically stuck in a position of whether you want Dragon Breath or to keep Outrage, but you're locked in. So that's a decision to make, but then you eventually get Draco Meteor, so maybe it doesn't matter. Dragon Dance also pretty good for Ampharos because it will raise, I think Dragon Dance works that it increases special attack in this game. I'm like 95% positive, but also this speed boost will also benefit it a lot as well. And Bellossom we've already done. And looking at Marill, obviously Marill, Goat, huge power, Thick Pat, getting Low Kick before it evolves, but it's now evolving at, I think it's always evolved at 21, but looking at Azumarill, we increased its special attack by 40. And when I say we, I mean literally myself. Ice Ball, Bounce, Aqua Jet, Shadow Punch, Aurora Beam, Body Slam, Rain Dance, Meteor Mash, Double Edge, and Hydro Pump. So obviously if you get this with huge power, it's going to be a beast as Azumarill normally is. But also I wanted to make sure, like, if you have Thick Fat, that Azumarill still isn't bad. Coming off a 90 special attack stat, Aurora Beam, Aqua Jet is definitely not that bad, although the rest of these coverage moves might suck a little bit. It still is viable with just its special attack stat. So this is a Azumarill, and yeah, definitely a lot better than just praying that it has huge power. So, and then we have Sudowoodo, which I think will be the last one for today. The stat buff for Sudowoodo is plus 40 speed. Let me double check that. Yep, it is plus 40 speed. It has Sandstream instead of Sturdy because Sturdy is a horrible ability in this game. And then looking at its movesets, we have Rock Throw, Flail, Low Kick, Bullet Punch for some priority, Rock Slide, Bulldoze, Iron Head, Brick Break, and Double Edge to go along with its secondary ability, and Rock Head. I really want to make Sudowoodo Rock Grass, but making it Rock Grass actually forces you to increase its special attack, which, I mean, it definitely could because its move pool is also very, very limited. So, I mean, you can essentially like increase its special attack to like 80 and only give it like one grass type move. But I felt like Laleep and Credilli that's eventually coming kind of acts as that rock grass. And sometimes having Sudowoodo as like a pure rock type is necessarily not bad for it defensively, because if you're rock, you're weak to ground, steel, and fighting, but because Sudowoodo's defense stat is so high, you actually benefit from those being your weaknesses, at least in Gen 3. So Sudowoodo will actually be a lot stronger than you think. And without further ado, I think that will be the video. If you're interested in the tools, check out the description below. But make sure you leave a like, subscribe, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.